At the beginning of the movie, we see a girl named Tina who was getting intimate with someone in the middle of the fields, and her uncle was also sitting nearby, who was writing the names of clients in his diary. It is said that Tina sells her body and her uncle is her broker. Then, after giving their service, both of them come back home, and after seeing their house, we come to know that they are very poor. Then here we see Tina's story. Younger sister Natasha and uncle's son see Jack. Then, after they all eat food, uncle sits outside with a bottle of liquor and starts counting for the whole day. Then Jack comes to him and tells him about his father and Tina's work. He knew everything about it, but there was a lot of danger in this world. That is why Jack gives a knife to his father so that he can use it in his self-defense. Then the next day, Tina and her uncle leave to meet for a client. But that client was very angry and started hitting Tina during the intimate period. But Tina did not like all this, and she started shouting. Tina's uncle was having a drink outside, and then hearing the sound of shouting, he came to that room inside, and after coming inside, he asked the client to stop. But the client was not listening to his words, hence a fight takes place between the uncle and the client, during which the client pushes the uncle. Then the uncle's throat is cut with the knife given by him, due to which the uncle died on the spot. Now, after the death of the uncle, everyone becomes very sad, and gradually all their money also ends. But the clients are continuously calling on the uncle's phone. While making calls, Tina is forced to receive the calls of those clients, and all those clients call Tina to provide service. Tina could not go alone. That is why Jack also decides to go with her. After that, Tina, we see them getting intimate in the forest, and Jack was sitting nearby and writing accounts in his diary. Then after giving their service all day, both of them start going back home, but then Tina remembers about a man who tells her that he was going to give a lot of money. So both of them reached that man. Actually, that man was the leader of this village, and he was also the richest man here, but he had a problem. Actually, the son of the leader is a gay, and the leader wanted his son to become a man. That is why he had called Tina, to bring out his son's masculinity. Here the leader tells Tina that you will have to keep the secret of my son being gay, for which I will give you a lot of money. After that, Tina comes to a room with her son, but here he wishes to get intimate with Tina. After which they both make a plan, and as per the plan, Tina starts making loud noises, due to which the leader feels that her son has now become a man. Then after taking money from the leader, both of them come to their home. Then gradually the news of Tina providing service spreads in the entire village. Hence all the people of the village come to get intimate with her. They were engaged, and now they started earning a good amount of money. But then one day a police officer named Sam comes to know about their business. So he comes to Jack and fixes his commission, and along with him also gets intimate with Tina. After that, Sam asks Jack to get intimate with his gay constable, and Jack is forced to do so. Then several months pass like this, and Jack also provides service to the women of the village. Then one day when Jack and Tina were going to their home, they meet Officer Sam on the way, and Sam takes his commission from him and goes away from there. After that, we see that Tina's health becomes very bad. Jack goes out to get medicine. During this time, Sam was also visiting the village when his eyes fall on a girl, and Sam likes the girl very much. That is why he starts chasing that girl, and while chasing reached to her house, and then on the side we see the constable who was drunk. Then Jack comes there and he takes him to a place of being intimate, and then he takes his wallet. He takes out all the money from the constable and also takes away her expensive watch. After that, he buys medicines for Tina with the money stolen from the constable. Then after taking the medicines, Tina's health becomes much better, but we see that Jack has not sold the constable's watch, and he is wearing that watch in his hand That is why Officer Sam sees that watch in his hand, and after seeing that watch in his hand, Sam puts him in jail on the charge of theft. Then in the lockup, Jack sees the same girl whom Sam was following, which means that Sam had kidnapped that girl, but he hadn't even touched her. Yet because Sam doesn't want to force herself, he wants to be intimate with her once she wants. On the other hand, we see Jack's sister, who is very upset when Jack does not return, and also all the money in the house was gone, and so were the village shopkeepers. She was refused to lend money to him, and then she comes back home, but suddenly due to weakness she falls unconscious. Then her sister Natasha somehow brings her back to her senses, and in a flash we see Jack and that girl. Then Jack asks the girl her name, on which the girl tells her name is Nancy. Now Nancy asks for help from Jack, but here Jack was busy with his own danger. So how could he help Nancy? And now both of them could only talk. Just then Sam comes there, and he starts beating Jack a lot to scare Nancy. And he also threatens him that if he tells anyone about this, he will kill him. A friend of Sam's comes, and Sam, following his friend's words, starts touching Nancy, seeing which Jack feels very bad, but she could not do anything even if she wanted to. Then the next day, Sam finds Jack's diary, and then he comes to Jack with that diary and he starts interrogating him about his clients. Then he demands money from Jack in exchange for leaving him, but Jack does not even have any money. Hearing that, Sam decides to earn money, finds a new way. Then he calls a client from Sam's diary and he invites him here to have fun with Nancy. Then that client gets very excited seeing Nancy. That is why he asks Nancy to give him pleasure. But Nancy starts screaming very loudly. Then hearing her voice, Sam comes here and he drives that man away from there, seeing which Jack understands that Sam wants to earn money by doing all this. That is why he tells Sam that I and Tina can do this work, but for this you have to bring Tina here. Hearing this, Sam reaches Tina's house to bring her. After bringing Nancy here, Sam also puts her in jail. Now, Tina was not able to understand what all this was happening. Then Jack starts explaining to her that you have to convince Nancy to be intimate with Sam, and after doing this, he will free us. After listening, Tina prepares Nancy by giving her a good bath. After that, Sam takes Nancy to his room, and first he tries to convince Nancy to agree to be intimate with him as per his wish, but Nancy does not like this. She refuses to do so. That's why Sam gets angry and starts to force himself on her, due to which Nancy starts shouting very loudly. Then Jack and Tina also get very upset after hearing the sound of Nancy's shouting. Then Sam locks Nancy back in jail. The next night, Sam comes there again to take Nancy to his room, but Tina explains to him that this is happening to Nancy for the first time. That's why her condition has become very bad, and if you want, you can do all this with me. Hearing that, Sam becomes very happy, and then he starts getting intimate with her right there. But during this time, Tina picks up a knife and she kills Sam. Then she takes the keys and frees Jack. Then in anger, Nancy picks up a stick and she pushed the stick into Sam's back, killing Sam on the spot. And seeing him dead, Nancy feels a lot of relief. After that, all three of them run to their home and pack all their belongings and start leaving from there. Meanwhile, the leader's son also reaches here in a car, because he too is tired of explaining to his father his real inks. That's why he also decides to go with them to enjoy his life. Then the next day we see all five of them in another village. Here Jack and Nancy get into a relationship with each other, and then all four of them giving thanks to each other for helping each other. And with this scene, the movie ends here.